When the old business collapsed in September 2019, I knew there was a digital business that could be built from the ground up. Within a few weeks, we had secured funding from Fosun Tourism Group, which also owns Club Med, and is part of the major international conglomerate Fosun International, and we started creating a brand new Thomas Cook. This new Thomas Cook operates on a very different financial model. We are digital only, with no shops or airlines. All customer money is held outside our business and we only access it once the customer has returned from holiday. That means that, if the worst were to happen, the customer would be able to take their holiday as planned and all suppliers would be paid accordingly. Importantly, for the hoteliers we work with, that means that we are one of the safest partners to it because we are not spending customer money to fund our day-to-day business. We work with various partners including bed banks and DMCs including Beds for Greece and have flown from all UK airports and nearly all UK airlines. That gives customers huge flexibility and enables us to open up new destinations to people with such a broad distribution approach. In Europe, apart from the UK and Netherlands, you have chosen to launch in Greece as your first resort destination. What drove you to this decision? We were keen to come to Greece as it's our #1 destination for customers this summer. Currently, 30% of our bookings are to Greece and that builds on a strong summer, relatively, last year. Rhodes itself is the most popular of the Greek islands and bookings are up 7-fold compared to last year. Given the recent change in the rules that means people don't need to test or fill in forms before they arrive, we are confident that Greece will continue to outperform Spain for summer where rules still apply especially for families with children who had not been vaccinated. This summer should see a return to near pre-pandemic levels of tourists for Greece as long as the situation remains as it is now. On the fading of COVID-19 and amid the Russian-Ukraine war, what are the trends for the tourism season this year and what do you predict for 2023? We saw an initial drop in bookings as people responded to the outbreak of the war, but it seems that people now are more confident to head out on holiday and so we are not now seeing a noticeable impact. The pandemic made travel more complicated, especially for families. And people have been more nervous to travel because restrictions changed regularly and often at short notice. Now with that normalizing and rules remaining static or restrictions being removed altogether, people are booking in earnest again. But they are still nervous and need advice and support. Many have not holidayed overseas for 2 or 3 years and have questions and want help. We're doing what we can to help them before, during, and after their holiday to give them access to the best information. We've also seen people willing to take more luxurious holidays and stay for longer. Nearly 80% of our bookings are in 4 and 5 hotels and people are heading out to Greece for up to a month at a time to enjoy being able to travel freely again. We also expect people to be more conscious of the holidays they take. They want to take their hobbies and lifestyles away with them, whether they're into food or love to cycle or enjoy learning about history. Holidays have become a more treasured experience because our opportunity to have them has been limited. As we emerge from that, we expect people to want more than just a fly and flop holiday. Do you plan to launch in another market in 2022? Which are your priority markets for the near future? For now, our focus is on building on our success in the UK and growing our Dutch operation. We would like to see Thomas Cook once again become a major European brand and will look to grow across the continent as the opportunity arises. The name is synonymous with holidays and we know it can appeal to holidaymakers across Europe using a single digital platform, bringing the strength of our experience in developing and growing in our first 2 markets. What are the plans of Thomas Cook for APAC markets? Thomas Cook China is already a successful business operating via an app that sells a range of domestic breaks across the country. Our plan with the 2 businesses is, once China's international travel restrictions are dropped, is to operate a significant outbound and inbound travel operation where we make the best of each other's networks and contacts to attract lots of Chinese holidaymakers to Europe and similarly lots of European holidaymakers to China and Southeast Asia. Britain's Thomas Cook, the pioneer of modern tourism since 1841, after 178 years of operation, collapsed in September 2019 and was reborn a couple of months later under the ownership of the Chinese Fosun Group. What is the vision of the group for the development of Thomas Cook and aren't the airfares the most expensive part of our travel plans? We need to keep aside a large portion of the travel budget for booking the flights. Finding budget-friendly tickets can be a deal maker or a deal breaker for anyone, a solo traveler, or a family on a vacation. Despite the deals offered by the airlines and tour operators daily, there's always a fine line we just always seem to miss and never get down to planning the perfect getaway. This is where we help you with tips and tricks to always get the perfect price that fits the bill and ensures you never miss a moment of fun on your next holiday. We're sure that with these tips for booking cheap air tickets, you'll never be stranded at home. Also read 7 Things to Pack in Your Travel Backpack. Travel Guide to Fly Cheap. 7 Easy Tips to Remember when booking cheap air tickets. 1. Book your trip based on the date's availability. Instead of keeping the travel dates fixed, keep a scope of flexibility in your travel so that you do not face high prices. When the dates are flexible, it is easy to book the flight tickets based on availability rather than paying high for the desired dates. 2. Have no fixed destination. If you are traveling for leisure or planning a family trip abroad, it is always better to keep your choices open. Plan your vacation based on the availability of cheap airfares rather than keeping a fixed destination. 3. Choose the route which will save money. We know that layovers between 2 countries can be cumbersome and boring. But won't it be worth it if you are saving a large chunk of your travel budget by choosing 2 connecting flights rather than a direct flight? Unless it is a business trip or an emergency, we advise you to take connecting flights instead of non-stop flights. 4. Check your spam folders for great deals. Travel aggregators sometimes send in great deals on your registered email addresses with promotional codes or slashed flight tickets. So, checking the spam folders once in a while can save you a few bucks. 5. Don't restrict to a single search engine. You may be relying on a particular search engine or using something particular for normal use. But when it comes to booking an airplane ticket, we recommend using more than one search engine to crack the best price deal. 6. If you are a student, then that's a bonus. Students with valid identification proof get discounted prices for their travels on various airlines. Additionally, some airlines also allow a few extra kilos to carry in their check-in baggage too, so don't forget to check that as well. 7. Try multiple airlines covering the route. Even for a single journey with layovers, try to check the cost by choosing a different carrier, and the cost may be lower than choosing a single airline carrier. For example, if you are planning a trip to New York from Mumbai, try to check the tickets from Mumbai to Frankfurt or London separately and then check for Frankfurt or London to New York. This may give you a better price than if you book them with the same airline. These are just a few hacks that may work for you. We have also heard that booking tickets on Tuesdays or at a particular time of the day or even searching in incognito mode works in giving you the best deals. How about you tell us some more tricks of the trade that aren't listed here in the comments section below?